So that's what we have to do. And God said, oops. Yes. So just like he said it in the beginning and God said, so that's how we are. And
So I'm an
God
EVP
said,
Gold. I'm an EVP
yes, I am
Platinum.
too.
I'm an EVP. I'm a
I
Yes,
am.
CEO Infinity.
I'm an EVP Gold.
I am.
Right.
I am that I said I am.
That's right. That's right. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good information. Good conversation. I love it. I love it. That's growth, y'all. That's growth. Let me close that out. Thank you, Artisha. Appreciate that. Screen sharing that stuff. Close. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Well, that is huge, y'all. Having what you say is huge. It's something that we all want to definitely continue in. And like Miss Bonetta said, is that God said and God said and God said, and then it says that God saw. So if he said it, we're made in his image, then we have the same ability to speak things into existence on the inside of us. We do it all the time. I know they say Red Fox died of a heart attack. Well, how many years did we see him play Elizabeth, I'm on my way? You had Elvis Presley. This is from a negative way. Elvis Presley passed away because at the age of 40, because he was always afraid. He used to always say, I'm going to die at 40, the age that his mother or his father died, or something like that. So people, from a negative standpoint, it works, and it works from a positive standpoint as well, because the Bible says you should have whosoever shall say unto this mountain. It doesn't say whether you're saved or not. It says whosoever shall say unto this mountain, be thou removed, be thou cast into the sea. And if you don't doubt in your heart and believe it, you're going to have whatsoever you say. So use that power in your life right now. Like I said this a couple of weeks ago on one of our trainings. I've been talking about making $200,000 a month for a long time now. Okay, you don't want to wait till you start thinking that you want to do it before you start believing. You saying it now creates the belief for it, because you've been saying it for so long. Don't work this business for a year or two until you think I'm ready to now believe it, because then you got to start working on the belief part. Work on the belief part now. And I hope this ain't confusing you, but work on the belief part now. Even though you don't believe it, but once you believe it, you're going to receive it. It's going to start coming to pass for you. So what I'm saying is, start talking whatever it is that you want now in the near, what you plan on having in the near future. Start speaking on it now. Start believing for it now, because when it shows up, you're gonna be like, I've been saying it all along anyway. But you don't want to wait till you say, okay, now I'm finally making $100,000 a year in my econ. Now I'm gonna start believing for a Bentley. No, go ahead and start believing for the Bentley now. Go ahead and start believing for the Rolls Royce now. Why not? I mean, it's free to talk. You talking anyway, right? So Pastor Taffy Dollar says, if you're not saying anything, you're not creating anything. So every morning you should be getting up, declaring, right? Speaking, commanding, right? Your future, commanding your life, commanding where you're going. It's vitally, I'm telling you, it's vitally important. It's the advantage. It's the believer's advantage that you have over the rest of the world. So you might as well use it to the fullest extent. All right. Very, very powerful. We work on that every single day. So tonight, y'all, we want to talk about, like I said, last week we talked about presentation. The week before that, we did peak and pass. Week before that, we talked a little bit about prospecting. So tonight we want to talk about the follow-up. Now, this is going to get good, because I'm very excited about where we're headed. I'm very excited about the growth, because we need that growth, that self-improvement, that growth to get our belief level up. So once I've always felt this way. Once you know how to close, once you're confident on what close you're going to use. So speaking of the follow-up close, you want to have a series of questions that you ask. You don't have to use the ones that we use, but you want to have a series that you use that you're comfortable with, that allows you to have a conversation with your prospect. I have multiple follow-up questions that I have been introduced to, put it that way. But I've always continued to stick with the ones that we use now because I've duplicated that through other teammates. And I'm really, now what I'm learning now, I'm really more so, even more so, put it that way, on continuing with the same questions that I have, because I'm not going to reveal it, but we're going to be so good at this back end follow up that you're going to have the power to say, do I even want this person? Do I even want to recruit this person? We're going to be so good that we're going to be able to say, I don't even know if I want to put this person on my team, but if I want to, or you can say, I'm going to recruit that person right there. My tongue, right? My tongue is going to be the golden tongue of this business. So that's something that we're going to be working on. So with all that being said, before we go into the follow up, I put a video in the group yesterday with Brian Bean. Did anybody get a chance to watch that video?
I'm sorry, I was on the road coming back from Arkansas and had to help my husband drive, so I apologize for that.
Yeah, no, I just wanted anybody to get a chance to watch. It's no big deal. Anybody? Okay, cool. So yeah, it's a great video. He's talking about the quitting clock and stuff like that. But one of the things that I do, write this down too. Your heart is, the Bible talks about the soil and how when you plant a seed, it falls on certain types of ground. Okay, some of that ground is hardened, some of that ground is soft, some of that ground it goes, but it doesn't. It's not deep enough for. It's not fertile enough for the seed to grow. As certain, and I've already talked to Brian Bean about this. I always message him. I say, I'm hearing you, but it takes me a while to catch on. You know, so. But what I found out is that when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. So some things that you'll hear me say, you hear Brian Bean say, you hear Ivy Stokes say, it'll fall on hard ground because you're not ready for it yet. Okay, I'm not ready for it yet. I told Brian Bean, I said, you've been saying it all along, I just wasn't ready for it yet. So it's vitally important, y'all, that you continue to grow, you continue to hear. You should be listening to some type of audio or something every single day, getting better. Closing, on peeking and passing, on prospecting, on presenting, on follow-up, something every single day. You need to be getting better, because when you hear Brian Bean teach, when you hear Mr. Stokes teach, when you hear me share, when you hear me teach, when you hear anybody teach, you might not be ready for it, but the more that you hear, what faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. Well, recruiting comes by hearing, and hearing comes by more hearing on more recruiting. So it works for everything in your life. Closing comes by hearing, right? And closing comes by hearing more about closing. So when somebody shares something with you, because you've been listening so much, your faith has been increased in that area, which enables you to hear what that person has to say. All right. So Brian Bean has a teaching called Create, Sustain, and Advance. I've heard him talk about it all the time. I never could grasp what he was saying because my heart, the soil of my heart, was not yet ready. But the other day, I was like, as I was going through my studies and listening to this and listening to that, I was like, you know what? That sounds like Create, Sustain, and Advance. Let me go back and listen to it. So I'm listening to it, and then Brian Bean, sure enough, the audio been there for 3 years, 4 years. Now it's making sense to me, okay? I'm understanding Create, Sustain, and Advance momentum. Now, what am I trying to say? Brian Bean says in this video that you have to create momentum, sustain momentum, and advance momentum. He says it's going to take you 12 months to do that. So that means you need 12 months of being consistent in this business to create momentum. The first, he says 90 to 120 days to create momentum. The next 90 to 120 days to sustain momentum. and the next 90 to 120 days to advance that momentum. Once you advance that momentum, you're going to have a ton of leaders in your organization that's going to be able to take you on to the promised land. But you must be consistent, okay? So I'm not going to go into too much more detail on that because the training is really good. So it starts with that first video that I put in the group. But he also, I will tell you this part too. He says that, and the reason why I've been pushing double-digit recruiting teams, which I'm going to go over in a second, but one of the things that he said is that you do not have a leader on your team until that person is, put it this way, he said, every time 10 people join, you only have one person that's going to be a leader out of that group. So if you have 100 people on your team, then you have 10 people on your team. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, barely 6 people on here tonight. So he says, if you don't have 10 people, if you have one leader on your team, and that one leader is probably you. Okay. So if you want more leaders on your team, you're going to have to get into the multiples. You're going to have to double-digit recruit. So that's why I've said we want to get double-digit recruiting going on in your organization. What does that look like? That looks like Miss Sheila or Miss Bonetta or Dre becoming an EVP Gold, right? Sell out to recruiting 5 people a month, okay? 5 people a month. Let me tell you something, let you in on something I learned today. I'm learning to put my faith out for 5 new recruits a month, okay? It's not just a goal, since we all, talking about the law of confession. I'm believing I receive my 5 recruits every month. Just started it today. Just learned it today. Hot off the press, okay? So start believing that you receive your 5 recruits for the month. Now, I'm not going to get all into a Bible study, but I will say this. You want to grab a scripture to tie it in to your receiving 5 recruits a month. What can you use? You can say Mark 11:23. Whosoever shall say unto this mountain, be thou removed, be thou cast into the sea, shall not doubt in his heart, but shall believe that whatsoever I say shall come to pass. So now I'm standing on that scripture and I'm believing for 5 new teammates each month. You keep doing it and saying it and saying, every time you think about it, say, I believe I received my 5 recruits this month, according to Mark 11:23. I shall have whatsoever I say. Anytime you think about it, anytime you think about your business, call those 5 people in, all right? So with that being said, 5 recruits per month, you personally, if you do that over a 3-month time span, you're going to recruit 15 people, okay? Out of that 15, you want to find you a minimum, you're going to find a minimum of 3 people that's going to step up. That's going to step up, okay? You're going to find a minimum of 3 people that'll step up. You want to try to find you 1 to 3 leaders out of that group of 15, okay? 1 to 3 leaders. Now, you want to train them and teach them and get them believing that they can bring in 5 people a month, all right? You ultimately want to build what's called a double-digit recruiting team, meaning each month, Miss Sheila and her crew brings in a total of a minimum of 15 new people every month. Now you become what we call a double-digit recruiting team, all right? Once you do that and you continue to train your leaders, now you want to start producing double-digit recruiting teams out of you. So let's say Miss Sheila has Miss Yolanda on her team, for example. Okay, Miss Yolanda now becomes an EVP Gold. She's recruiting 5 people a month. She becomes an EVP Gold, and now she's recruiting, bringing in, her team is bringing in 15 people a month. So now she's another double-digit recruiting team outside of Miss Sheila organization. So now she has 2 double-digit recruiting teams. Then you want to start stirring up competition. Competition drives your business. It scales your business, all right? So that's how you get this thing working. You want to have multiple teams, multiple double-digit recruiting teams in your organization. My goal over the next 12 months, as I create momentum, sustain momentum, And advanced momentum is to have 81 double-digit recruiting teams by May of next year, going right into June at convention. We'll be popping on the stage along with you as the CEO Infinity. All right. So that's what our focus is now. Creating momentum, sustaining momentum, and advancing momentum, you got to be consistent in your prospecting. You got to be consistent in your prospecting, and you can't let up. So what I'm doing, just saying what I'm doing right now is I've been doing the Facebook Messenger and a few other things with my Woo-Fu leads. So the Facebook Messenger is something that I can do consistently and message 20 people a day. Now what I do is I count down 90 days. Me and my wife have already made a commitment that the next 90 days, that's what I'm going to be doing, because we're going to create momentum. All right. Once we create momentum, then we want to do it again for the next 90 days. We're not going to stop. That's been my problem. You stop after, oh, that ain't working. You do it for 90 days and that ain't working. No, you got to create momentum. I'm understanding it now. Sustain the momentum. You might get a few new recruits come in and then you stop. You stop doing what you were doing to get you there. You got to sustain that momentum by continue doing what you're doing. I might pull out a few recruits over the next 90 days. Start working in their market over the next 90 days. But you don't stop prospecting. You don't stop messaging or Woo-Fu leads or whatever. You continue that activity. Okay? You sustain your momentum. Next 90 days, you pop up. I got a couple of EVP goals that's going to pop up. You'll see them pop up over the next 90 days. Some of you all will go EVP gold over the next 90 days or EVP platinum. Okay? Then you'll have another wave of 90 days come by. I'm going to sustain that momentum, continue prospecting, pull out a few more leaders. By the end of the year, we'll have 10, 12, 15 EVP goals. 81 is my goal. 81 EVP goals. 81 double-digit recruiting teams. All right? Income will be through the roof. But you got to create momentum. You got to sustain momentum, and you got to advance it. That's why most people don't get this business up and running. Okay, because they don't stick around long enough. It's like a plane taking off. Your plane has to get on that runway in order to get that lift. It has to reach that level of speed in order for it to get that lift. And most people never get enough air going underneath that plane to get that lift. Most people, including me. Okay, we've done some things, we've built some teams, but we didn't continue to create, sustain, and advance that momentum. Okay, so we created momentum, but we didn't sustain it. And we start all over, and we create momentum, and then we didn't sustain it. So that's what we got to do. Over the next 12 months, I challenge you all to join me on this journey to create, sustain, and advance. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, this is straight from Brian Bean, okay? We all know that Brian Bean know how to build, okay? Again, the soil of our heart needs to be ready to receive. That's all. Some of y'all might not be ready to receive, but I believe you are, okay? So create, sustain, and advance, all right? Any questions on that? I'm excited about that. Get out of here.
No, Andre, I don't have any questions, but as you started talking, I remember I just saw the beginning part of that particular video. I didn't watch it all yet, but I did see some of it.
Watch that, because watch that, then I'll send you the audio. It's a little bit longer. I'll drop that. Yeah, that's. If you want to win, and want to go across the stage, we have to do what most people aren't willing to do, and that's what they're not willing to do. They're not willing to stay in there and build this thing. It works. It works, and it's not difficult. It's not hard. You gotta build. You gotta build. You have to build this thing. If not, you're gonna be running in circles and becoming a glorified salesperson. I promise you that.
And Andre, that is the one where he was talking about inspiration. He's not a motivational speaker. He's more inspirational. He inspire people, and that's where he got the I in. He said that's why inspiration starts with I in, because it begins within. Is that the one you're talking about?
That's right.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure. Okay.
Absolutely. And I will tell this too, because this got me really excited too. And this also will help a lot of people. I'll probably mess up the numbers a little bit, but you'll get the gist of it. He also talks about the 4 levels of desire. And some of y'all might know this better than I do. Does anybody know, before I try to go in there and mess it up? If I jack it up, y'all won't know I'm jacking it up. So does anybody know the 4 levels of desire? Talk about Brian.
I won't know you messed it up, so you can go ahead.
Okay. Go ahead.
Try to jack it up for y'all. But he said there's four stages. He said you have the lying stage, you have the quitting stage, you have the something stage, and the last one is like the endurance stage, the committed stage. Okay. The lying stage, y'all, is, he said that's the first like 6 to 8 weeks in this business. You're in this business. And when he said it, it hit me immediately, because you'll have people join that say, I'm gonna tear this thing up. Woo, y'all ain't seen nobody like me before. You know, they're brand new recruits. You know, I can do this. I'm gonna tear this up. I'm gonna be on every training call. I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna master this. And that's the first 6 to 8 weeks. That's the lying stage. If they can get past that, which most people don't, you have to understand that they were just lying. Okay. The next stage is the quitting stage, he says. He said that's the first, that's after the 8 weeks to 8 months, okay? That's when he goes into talks about the quitting clock, where most people can start getting frustrated and not seeing the results that they think they're supposed to see. And he goes into the what is it, the unconscious incompetent, the conscious incompetent, the consciously competent, and unconsciously competent. So the 4 levels of where you're at in your mindset concerning this business. So most people quit in the quitting stage from 8 weeks to 8 months. Then he said, once you get past the 8 months, he said, and I'll go back real quick. He said, during that 8-month period, most people think they want to do it, or they act like that it's not working or what have you. But it don't work like that, because they're not realizing that they need to develop themselves. They need to learn. This is a whole new field of business. They think because they've been successful somewhere else, they're supposed to be successful here, and all that. So the 8 months, they're out, which is most people. And then he said you have the committed stage. He said the committed stage is the 8 months to 3 years. That's when you say, you know, I'm gonna commit to this thing. I'm a self-develop. You get to a level where you're becoming consciously competent. You know what's going on, but you're doing it from a conscious state. You and I believe that's where I'm at. I'm consciously competent, and then and I'm in the committed stage. I know I'm there, and then you get into the endurance stage, which is 3 to 5 years. He said, when you get there, then you become unconsciously competent, which is where Brian Dean is. He can tell you how to build a business in your sleep. Okay, so those are the stages, the phases of desire, and building this business. So those really help me to get a clear understanding as well of what's going on. So you definitely want to stamp that in your brain. All right. Any questions on that? So I believe when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. So a lot of times we get frustrated with people. I know I do. We all do. But we wonder why they're not doing this, why they're not doing that. But when you have that understanding, then you really can really not be worried about it. And that's why Brian Bean says things like, this game changer, next game changer, the same group won't be here. Because he understands the quitting clock and the stages of desire that people go through. But the goal is, he said, the people that Dre brought, when Dre came to the Game Changer in January, he'll say, Dre won't be there in January, but the people that Dre brought in will be at the next Game Changer. And then the people that they brought in, they won't be at the next Game Changer, but that person won't be at the Game Changer, but the people that they brought in will be at the next Game Changer. So he just said, every season, you need to focus on building a new team. So winter, summer, spring, and fall, you need to focus on building another team. He didn't say he said don't say rebuild. He said build. You don't want to rebuild. You just want to build a new team. Okay? Because the people, again, that were there in the summer, they brought in a group of people, you're going to be working with those people in the fall. And the people that they bring in, you're going to be working with those people in the winter. Okay. So does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So we're building the business in phases. Again, one whole year of giving it everything that you have, creating momentum. So what I'm doing now is, and before we move on to the next phase, is what I'm doing now is I'm keeping track of day 80. I'm on day 89 of my prospecting. So it's going to be straight 90 days of creating momentum, not letting up, just staying there. I promise you, get you on a system where you start creating momentum. For 90 days, Brian Bean said 120 days, but I'm on a 90-day plan and building it. And there's 4 90-day, 4 quarters in a year, and that's what I'm working. I'm working that right now. So we're gonna create, sustain, and advance. And I want to be on the stage with you. I want to be on the stage with you 12 months from now. The stage is set. And I will say this before we move on. Mr. Stokes is looking for leaders. He's looking for leaders. This company is wide open. If you know the people that he's talking about when he gets on those calls, this company is not big enough. Your state is wide open. People are hungry for what it is that we do. You cannot build it by marketing the products by yourself. You need an army. You need to be planning to build a huge army of thousands of people. On my shower, you can ask my wife, on my shower, on my confessions in the morning, on my walls, you see 20 CEO infinities everywhere. 20 CEO infinities. In order to be a CEO infinity, you need 1,000 people on your team. If I have 20 CEO infinities, that's 20,000 people. That's an army. You need an army of people marketing these products and services throughout your state. 20,000 people was just enough just to cover your state alone. Mr. Stokes told us we need to put 20,000 people, 10,000 in Tampa alone. You need an army to tackle these 120 million people that just have their W-4 filled out wrong. I'm telling you, don't shortchange yourself on all this money out here if you're money motivated. It's out here. We just gotta create, sustain, and advance, okay? Just take your time. Ain't nobody going nowhere. Don't compete against nobody. It's just like I'm hammering on this for a reason. I don't know why, but I gotta stay right here. It's just like the 3 little pigs. The first pig, he built his house with straw. They wanted to hurry up and get in there and chill, right? We got some people building their business like that. The second pig built his house with sticks, right? They wanted to finish up so they can sit down and chill and watch the Warriors play tonight. But the third pig said, I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna build this thing strong. I forgot about the big bad wolf. He came and blew each house down. Some people, with the changes in the comp plan, their house was blown down because they built their business with sticks. I'm not here to build my business with sticks. I don't care if Mr. Stokes changed the comp plan. I don't care if he changes the structure on how to build. I don't care if he changes what it takes to reach infinity. It does not matter. I build my business on the old guidelines always. I don't change. I'm building my business with bricks, not sticks. You need leaders. You need leaders so that you can walk away and spend time with your beautiful grandchildren. You need leaders running your business, young leaders that can so that you can walk away and spend time with your spouse. You need young, strong, motivated Thundercat, tigers, right? who know this business like the back of their hand, when you can walk away for a year, like Mr. LeCapper did, and when he had his surgery, and your business makes more money without you than it did when you were there. That's building your business with bricks, not sticks. All right. So that's all I'm focusing on. Create momentum, sustain momentum, advance momentum. I need 20 Miss Bonettas. I need 20 Miss Sheilas. I need 20 Dre's and 20 more 20s. Okay. Then I can walk away and have a worry in the world concerning my business. Then I'm taking my wife on a year-long vacation that she so justly deserves. All right. So let's end it with this. We're going to do a follow-up. All right. So we asked 4 questions on the follow-up. Number 1, did you watch the information? Number 2, what did you like best about what you saw? Number 3, what questions do you have, if any? And number 4, sounds like you're ready to get started. All right. That to me is a good hollow. Can somebody role play with me real quick? That's a good hollow shell to use as far as questions are concerned, and getting somebody rocking and rolling. Anybody role play with me?
Okay. This is Sheila.
I'll do the questions, Miss Sheila.
Oh, okay. That's good.
So, perfect. Hey, Miss Sheila, this is Andre. How are you?
Andre, I've had a great day. I'm doing good.
That's good. That's good. Well, just wanted to follow up with you, see if you had a chance to take a look at all the information.
I did. I had an opportunity and I took it, and yeah, I did. I watched it.
Great. What did you like best about what you saw? I'm gonna change it up a little bit. What did you like best about what you saw? The opportunity to make money, or strategies, or both?
I was interested in the money, of course, but I think I like the strategies as well. It was very interesting. I like both.
Okay. What questions do you have, if any?
Well, I'm really interested in investing. Retired recently, so I want to start with limited funds, but I like the investment part, but that's the part where I would say, how soon can I start with that, with the investing?
How soon can you start with investing?
Investing, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's a great question. One of the things that we like to do here at My Econ is we want to make sure that before you start investing, we're going to educate you on how to invest first. But before we start investing, we want to make sure that we scoop all the money that you have available up so that you can invest a lot more. Because when you agree that if you have a lot more money to invest, that you can retire a lot faster.
Yeah, but I recently retired, so I want more money. I definitely need more money. I know that what I have is good, but it's limited. So yeah, I'm scooping up all my little money from different corners. Yeah, that sounds like doable. That's doable.
Okay. So being that you're already retired and you say you want more money, so you want more money to be able to invest and be able to live off the interest of that, is what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. So right now, do you currently have a home-based business?
I do not. I do not have one.
All right. So if you had a home-based business and you're able to write off your lifestyle, that'll save you some money that you'll be able to put back into your budget to be able to invest more. That's what I'm saying. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. That makes sense.
And also the ability to earn additional income. We can show you how to earn more money as well, so that you can be able to reach your goal a lot faster of being able to have a stronger second retirement. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. So do you think that's possible? You think that, like I said, I recently retired. You think I could have a second retirement and do just as well?
Absolutely. I mean, you follow our strategies. We show you, we teach you how to do everything. That's why it's called income shifting. we'll show you how to be able to make that happen.
So you can shift retirement money?
Yes, absolutely. Let me ask you this question. When it comes to your retirement, do you have taxes taken out?
Yes, I do have taxes taken out.
Okay, so you have what's called a W-9 instead of a W-4, correct?
I do.
Okay, so I don't know how that works. I'm not there, but I do have a teammate who was able to go back and adjust her W-9 and ended up receiving more income. So if that's something you can learn more about, would you be open to learn how to do that?
I definitely want to know how to do that.
Okay. Now, do you have any debt that you're paying on, or in your retirement, are you completely debt free already?
Not complete. I still have my school loan. I did pay off a lot of debt when I came out of the teacher. So when I came out, I took all that extra money that they give you, and I paid off the car and a couple other things. So yeah, I'm looking pretty good, but that school loan is still a devil.
Okay. So if we show you how to pay that off a lot faster now, that's where our cash flow strategist comes in at, because that software and our debt elimination software is going to assist you in paying that off a lot faster and give you a definite date if you follow that plan of when you have that paid off. If you can utilize that, if we can show you how to get out of debt a lot faster utilizing our program, would you take advantage of it?
I would, yes.
Okay. And then could you use that extra money that's left over from paying off those student loans to pour into your investments? Would that be something that you would like to do?
That would be something I would like to do.
Okay. So that's what shifting more money will allow you to do. And then we also look at ways that you can minimize expenses. But most importantly, Ms. Sheila, is you have the ability to earn additional income with us. Do you think other people need this information that we teach?
Yes, I do. I think a lot of people need this information.
Absolutely. So if you can earn additional income, helping other people to take advantage of this information, and we sent you checks for that, would you cash them?
I would cash them tomorrow.
Right. And if we taught you how to build a team where you can also earn passive and residual income, meaning you're making money without you having to be there because you train leaders of that team, would you want to learn how to do that as well?
I do. I would want to know how to do that. Yes.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this question, Ms. Sheila. Do you think that over the next 60 to 90 days, I can teach you how to do what I just did here today?
Yes, I believe you can.
Okay. Well, it's a done deal, Ms. Sheila. People like you that have the kind of credibility that you have a beautiful family, I'm sure. You're a professional. You're independent. You're doing very well in life already. People like you are exactly the kind of people who do unbelievable in our business, because people like to do business with people that they trust, people that they like, and people that they admire. And you totally personify that 100%, Ms. Sheila. You are that person. And that's why I'm excited to be on the phone with you, because with what I know about how to do this business, with the kind of credibility that you have and the kind of human being that you are, we're going to have nothing but success together. I'm going to show you how to get free. I'm going to show you how to get that dream house. I'm going to show you how to get that dream car, all those things that's important to you. I'm going to teach you how to do that step by step. All you have to do is say yes, and we can get rocking and rolling.
Show me. Show me.
Start?
Yes.
Right on. Let's go build this thing, Ms. Sheila.
All right.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
All right. Any questions? I've been working on that. That's something we're going to learn how to do.
Now, Andre, you told her, because if I said the same thing you just told Mr. Sheila, which was beautiful, if you told her that I'll walk you step by step, now what steps would we walk her through to get that beautiful house that she might want and all that stuff? What steps? I know that income shifting, I know that stuff.
Role play with me.
Anything else?
You're going to walk me through.
Say it again, honey.
Role play it with me. So let's say I said that, and now your response.
Okay, cool.
What steps are you going to walk me through to help me to do that?
What steps are you going to walk me through to help me to do all that?
Well, first thing, Ms. Bonetta, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to show you how to income shift. So we're going to show you, one, minimizing taxes, eliminating debt. We're going to show you how to increase your cash flow. Second thing we're going to show you is how to build an asset. which is what I was mainly talking about. And then the last thing we're going to do is show you how to invest so that you can be able to live off the interest of the money. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir, it does.
Now, how I'm going to show you how to reach your goals and reach your dreams is because where you used to work at Verizon, right, Ms. Bonetta?
Yes, can you hear me now?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Yes, I was doing the commercial. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You used to work at Verizon, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. When you were at Verizon, did they pay you enough money to be able to reach your goals and dreams?
No, they did not.
Did they even show you what it's going to take for you to even get the house of your dreams?
Not at all.
Or did they just pay you enough to get by?
They just paid me enough to get by and took all those taxes.
Right. So what the beautiful thing about my ecom, Ms. Bonetta, is that we're a different vehicle that's going to show you, that's going to allow you to reach those goals and dreams. So if you were at Verizon and they weren't paying you to get your goals and dreams, showing you how to do that, then you had a vehicle that I would say is like like riding a bike versus this vehicle is like driving in a Lamborghini. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So what we do is through our comp plan, as you get started and get working with us, through our compensation plan, I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do step by step to make a 6-figure plus income over the next 12 to 24 months. Because you told me you need to make at least 100 to 200,000 a year to reach your goals. Is that what you said?
Sure. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
But Verizon is not going to show you wouldn't show you how to do that, would they?
No, they would not.
Without at least kissing some major butt, climbing some ladders, and then taking up all your time, right?
Definitely.
Okay. So we're going to show you how you can do that by getting your time back. And I'm not saying it's going to be easy or walk in the park, but if you allow me to coach you, if you allow me to train you, if you follow exactly what I teach you how to do, I'm going to take you there if you don't quit on me. And I'm not going to allow you to quit on me. I'm going to work with you.
No, you will not. I know you won't.
We're going to work together hand in hand, and I'm going to show you how to get there. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Because
Okay,
again,
cool.
credibility and my ability, there is no possible way we can fail at this business if you do what I show you to do. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir, it does.
I'm not there yet. I'm not in my $1 million home yet. I'm not driving my $1 million car yet. I'm not living the life of my dreams yet, but I'm well on my way, and I have my game plan in front of me. And it's with me bringing aboard sharp leaders like yourself and us working together as a team. We can all make that happen. We can all go to success together. So if you're a freedom fighter like I am, and you're willing to fight for your dreams and goals, we can all go to the promised land together. That make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's go build this thing. Let's get started.
Awesome. Awesome.
So before we go, any questions on that?
No.
All right. So this is what I'm saying we're going to become great recruiters, y'all. I've been working on this on a daily basis. I've been memorizing that stuff that I just said to Ms. Bonetta and Ms. Sheila. I've been working on that because I'm learning that dealing with Black people,
That's me.
they're scared. They're scared to be in business. Man, it's not just Black people, it's everybody. But most people are scared that they're going to fail. And I told my wife, I said, look, babe, I said, it's something I've been dreading doing for a long time, but I got to become a great recruiter, a master recruiter, or I'm not going to build this thing like I want to. We got to get people to come into the business. We got to get their list, and we got to show them success. We got to connect success. So if I bring Dre in, I have to show him success right away. I got to be able to talk. I got to be able to recruit that next person. I got to bring Sheila in, Miss Sheila in for Andre to show him some success so he'll get excited. Once Miss Sheila joined, I have to be able to show her some success and bring Miss Bonetta aboard so that Miss Sheila can get excited, Dre's going to get excited, and we got some momentum going. We got to create momentum, sustain momentum in advance. So what we're going to be doing, today we're talking about closing. Next week we're going to talk about recruiting. Okay, we're going to, if you want to be a builder, if you want to learn how to recruit, show up to training next week because I got some funk for y'all. If you like what I just said to Miss Sheila and Miss Bonetta, I got some funk for you. I got it typed out. I've been working on this bad boy. So here's what I know. There's only about 4 or 5 objections that we're going to get in this business. We have to know the answers to that, unfortunately. It's something I didn't want to do, but we got to know the answers to this. Is this a pyramid? We got to be able to close on that, okay? We got to know the answer to, I got to share this with my spouse first. We got to know the answer to, I need to think about it. I don't have the money and I don't have time. We need to master those 5 things, okay? After we master those 5 things, you need to master how to recruit people in your business, how to bring people aboard, how to make them feel comfortable about making a decision to move forward, okay? And getting people to say, yes, I will join, I will give it a go, all right? The problem most people have is that they're scared that they're going to fail, that it's not going to work for them. So we have to get them comfortable. We have to get them to see that they will not fail. That's why I told Miss Sheila. And here's another thing too. Our people, most people, our people have low self-esteem. Brian Bean said most people are adults, are children with long legs.
Yes, that's what he said.
We have low self-esteem. Children got high self-esteem, but most adults have low self-esteem because they've been beat down so much by life, right? Been disappointed so much that we don't believe in ourselves. So we have to empower them. It's not necessarily closing them, but we have to empower them. As you notice, some of the words I was saying to Ms. Sheila, you have credibility, you have work ethic, right? People like to do business with people that they trust, people that they like, people that they admire. And Ms. Sheila, you personify that 100%. You are that person. Because you're that person, there's no possible way that we can fail if you do what I show you how to do. With your credibility and with my ability, we're going to make nothing but money.
Sounds good. Let's go.
You see?
Yes.
That's the response that you're going to get, okay? So that's what we're going to get great at over these next 90 days, these next 12 weeks. Let's get great at that, and I promise you the rest of this year, we're going to take this company by storm. We're going to take it by storm. We're going to role play it over and over and over again until you become great. But that's what's needed. So we're going to empower people. We're going and you might be talking to somebody who is professional, who, like you said, a tax professional, who might be a doctor or a lawyer. They still don't believe in themselves. Not believe that they can do this because all they know is doctor. All they know is lawyer. All they know is real estate. You got to empower people and let them know that you can't fail here. It's impossible if you follow the steps and do what we ask you to do. And the great thing about it, y'all, is that you're going to be able to not only recruit that person because you know what to say to them, but you're going to be able to show them success right away, because as soon as they put you on the phone with somebody, you say the exact same thing to that next person, and they're going to join too. All right? So again, we're going to build our business with bricks, not a fancy hook that you can come in and drive a Lamborghini and you're going to make all this money and we flashing and throwing all that stuff. No, we're going to build a solid business. We're going to help people overcome their fears. They can't do it, and we'll at least give them a fighting chance. Not necessarily mean that they're going to do it, but if you continue to grow and continue to develop your skill set, continue to get better, and that's what I'm doing, you're going to have people start flocking to you. They're going to start chasing you down. They're going to want to know how good you're doing. The company's going to be calling you. People are going to be calling you to come and speak at their events. They're going to wonder what it is that you're doing. How did you emerge so fast over a 12-month period because of this thing right here has been beneath your nose all this time. All right. So again,
wow.
We're going to have to be able to be confident of, I don't have enough time. I don't have time to build this business. All right. Especially when you have a good person. And I've let a lot of good people slip through my fingers because I didn't know the right words to say. But that's going to change. All right. Good stuff, yeah. Good stuff. Any questions before we go?
No, I just want to say that was awesome what you said, Andre. And I know we've been talking about the book that we've been reading, The Law of Confession. And I know personally, I don't like to say things because I'm like, well, I call myself shy, but I'm not really shy when I know what I'm talking about. When I know what I'm talking about, and I can stand firm on what I'm saying. And how you handled that call with me and Miss Sheila, that was awesome.
Yes.
And if you're gonna train Miss Sheila and I think Andre over there, what you just said, and if we do the same thing, we're not gonna have any problems. Not at all.
Not at all.
I don't foresee that at all.
Not at all. You're gonna make a ton of money.
That's what I want.
You're gonna make a ton of money. Nobody could be able to say no to you unless you give them permission to.
I concur. That's right. And right now, we're not giving them any permission.
Right. Not if you want them and you think they'll be good in your business. The information I got, I've been accumulating it over the years. I just never take the time to master it, and it's time. It's time. It's time to master it. So let's go get them. I want to end with this. We got our goal is to, again, 5 personal, always 5 personal each month, and then build you a double-digit recruiting team. Our goal as a team over the next 12 months, we want to, and I'm gonna keep track, but we want to build, and congratulations to Ms. Sheila for your sign up as well. Congratulations on that.
Yes, congratulations.
Congratulations.
You're welcome.
We want to bring in over 1,800 people over the next 12 months. Here's why I'll say this. In 1980 or something, there's a guy named Larry Waddell that I listen to a lot on YouTube. He built a team of over 1,800 people without cell phones, without computers, without fax machines. 1,800 recruits. We got 3 times the technology. There's no reason why you can't build a team over 1,800 in the next 12 months. There's no reason why. Do not short sell yourself. 1,800 times 8, which is your residual as a CEO Infinity. Let's just do 2,000, round it up to 2,000. That's over 16 grand a month. And that's just residual. That's not counting any other bonuses, any other thing. That's over 20,000 a month in income, residual income every month. Okay. So this time next year, you can be at making 20 grand a month. Easy. You just got to believe and start speaking it right now. All right? I believe. And so we're going to put the skill behind it. It takes belief, skill, and belief. That's all it needs. That's all we need here. Skill. Keep raising the belief. Keep raising the skill set. You're going to be unstoppable. Unstoppable. All right? Appreciate y'all. Have a good night. Good seeing you, Drake. Miss Sheila, Mr. Netta, Martisha.
Great training, man. Great training.
All right, appreciate it. And I did record it, y'all. I recorded it.
Yes, please. That was awesome. I would love to hear that again.
Something funny, but I'm at the road, so I can't hear nothing.
Oh, good. No, it's all right. I will repost it in the morning, guys.
All right.
Cool. Right, thank you. And the other one too, Andre.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
cool.
ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Pleasure.
Good night, all.
Good night.
Bye-bye.